What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Monday, August 18th, 2025. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of upstate New York here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a special guest that's going to be coming on with me today. Her name is Aubree Curran. And I'm going to invite her on and we're going to talk to her about her why of getting into journalism. She is currently a University of Tennessee student and works at the Volunteer Channel, but she's also an intern at WLVT, I believe Channel News 8. So we're going to talk to her about her why of getting into journalism and also ask her some get to know you. Bring her on. We're going to have a good time, man. So we're going to rock out and definitely have a good time. So I'm looking forward to getting to know her for sure. What's up, Aubree? How you
What?
doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's wonderful, wonderful to see you. You look absolutely lovely today. Just want to
Thank
say that.
you so much.
You're very welcome, very welcome. I also want to say thank you for allocating your time to me, coming on to my
Of
podcast, Work Hard,
course.
Play Harder. Um, I want to ask you, how was your weekend and how was your Monday starting off?
It was great. First day of classes started today. I just got back from my first one, actually. It's an advanced reporting class. So I already have a story set up for that. It's an exciting school year, and I'm excited to get ready for the new year, definitely.
Okay, now are you entering your senior year?
Yes, I am.
Okay, okay, awesome, awesome. I love to hear that. Love to hear that. I want to reiterate to you why I wanted to have you on here in the first place, which is I know you are doing work with the Volunteer Channel, which obviously you go to University of Tennessee, they're the volunteers, so you do that. I know you was a news intern for Channel 8 out there in Knoxville, as
Yes.
well. So obviously I'm a sport journalist. I've been so for the past about 8 years. I started in Atlanta, Georgia, where I was covering high school football, baseball, basketball, and lacrosse. And then I switched and got full time work in Minnesota, where I was covering 12 high schools and also a college. And then now I'm up here in upstate New York, where I'm going to be covering more professional teams and helping out, but I'm doing it in a freelance capacity. So I love talking to different people in journalism. Obviously, I mainly do print. I've done broadcast, but I do print journalism. I know you're a broadcast journalist. I love getting to know people's stories because everybody's story is unique. And obviously, it was a no-brainer into reaching out to you and getting to know you. So I want to ask you, Aubree, this first question, which is the same question that I have for everybody that's on here, and that's what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models, any inspirations maybe growing up? But ultimately, why did you want to choose a career in journalism?
So it's actually really interesting because when I first went to college, so I skipped here. So I started college about 2 years. My first year in college, and I was
Okay.
just going to be like a business major, major, and my friend was an manager. So
Oh,
in the year, I started in the newspaper, and I worked my way up to officials and chief at my small little community college. Um, and I definitely experienced a little burnout in journalism my first year, and I wanted to quit. But it's the people that make me stay because every time I meet a new person, it's just an inspiring story to me. And I love hearing people and sharing their stories. And um, the reason I switched to broadcast was because I interviewed someone for the newspaper, and I was kind of just like jotting down notes. And our interview
mhm.
was like, it was just so emotional. I was like, okay, I want to record this. So that's when I kind of realized, like, yeah, I definitely want to go into broadcast. So I transferred to the University of Tennessee
Mhm.
and joined the volunteer channel, got an internship this summer. It's been great so far. So I definitely love journalism. And I think anyone in this field would say that. It's very demanding and challenging, but
Yeah.
you have to have passion for it to stay in it, and that's definitely what I have. So,
I can
Yeah.
tell. There's no question about that, which is good. Don't ever lose that fire because it can get to it can get to you some days, but for sure, you definitely have a passion because the money is certainly not a reason why we join this industry. That's for sure, for sure. But I love that. I love that. Why? I love that answer. That's a great answer to the start of this conversation. Um, you went to Del Mar College, and now you're at University of Tennessee. Tell me, were there any other schools that could have persuaded you from going to Tennessee, or was you dead set on being a volunteer?
That's a good question. I was kind of like searching around other schools, and I looked into like Mizzou and Arizona because they have good
Mm-hmm.
journalism programs. LSU was one. But when
Mm-hmm.
I looked at Tennessee, it was kind of just like I was like called to it. I don't know. I was like drawn to it. And I had actually never been to the state before, so it was very random for me. But I kind of told my mom, I was like, yeah, I want to go to Tennessee. And she was like, okay, we'll book a flight. Still didn't expect that I was going to pick this school, but because I'm from Texas, so I am kind of far away from home,
Right.
but I do love it
Right.
here a lot. And I can see myself staying here like after I graduate college too. So,
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. I like that. Now, what part of Texas are you from? Because I have family out there.
Corpus Christi. It's
Oh,
very
okay.
unfamiliar to people. It's like 3 hours away from Houston down south. So,
That's exactly where my family is in Houston,
yeah,
Texas. So
yeah.
yes, y'all got a lot of tolls out there, by the way. A lot of tolls out there in Texas.
Definitely,
Lord have
definitely.
mercy. Okay, so since you're from there, before I get to this next question, bonus question, is Whataburger overrated?
Oh my gosh, no. I love Whataburger. They're actually opening a Whataburger down here on the strip, which is like
Hmm.
where all the apartments are, and I'm so excited for it. I was thinking about doing a story on it because I'm sure all these Texans are going to go there. But yeah, no, I'm definitely excited for the Whataburger to open up. Do not
Okay,
think it's
all right. Okay, interesting. I like that. I'm gonna tell you this. I tried it. It was okay. It was mid. It was mid.
You have to
I
be
mean,
from there.
yeah, I guess so. I'm more of an In and Out person, but I grew up
Yeah,
in the West Coast. So that's why In and Out is pretty popular to me. Jack in the Box, stuff like that. That's why it's popular. But I'm not gonna say Whataburger's bad because I went to college out in Atlanta, Georgia, and Atlanta just got Whataburger out there too. So I totally understand
expanding.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely expanding. Um, Also, the reason why I wanted to talk to you is because you are in Knoxville. Knoxville is one of my favorite cities to come to. Tennessee is one of my favorite states for sure, but Knoxville is a special place in my heart because I did my first internship there. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Knoxville Ice Bears.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay. So that was my first internship. It was also my first time ever in the state of Tennessee. Like I've never went to Tennessee before, but prior to that, and that's where I went to the Women's Hall of Fame, which they have there, the Women's Hall of Fame, the Knoxville Ice Bears internship, and also the river. You guys got a legendary river that's there that people go and swim in. I forgot the name of it, but it's definitely a river that I'm known of. Every time I go there, I definitely go there and just kind of walk around it for sure. I
Oh,
love that place. Yeah,
that's interesting.
I
I've
love
never
it.
even heard of that.
Yeah, there was actually some people that I've talked to on here. A lot of people from the University of Tennessee. There's actually a professor that teaches in the communication. Her name is Shannon Scoville
Yes, I
Scoville.
love her.
Hmm.
Shannon, yeah.
Hmm.
She's one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
So she's been on the podcast too, and she is
Mhm.
one that goes and swims at that river. So yes, absolutely. So she's definitely one of my favorites for sure. I've had actually a lot of people on this podcast, which is crazy, but I'm a Georgia fan. I'm a UGA fan.
Ah,
So
you
yeah,
should
right,
come down for the
right.
game, the Georgia game.
I'm
That's
thinking
gonna be
about
big.
it. To be honest with you, I'm thinking about it, but that Rocky Top song does get on my damn nerves. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The Rocky Top song when they start singing it. But I do respect the team. I do respect the team because you guys beat Alabama. I hope you guys beat Alabama again. For sure this year when you play them. I think you play them in Alabama this year though, but hopefully you'll beat them again. Aubrey, I want to ask you
Yes.
some favorite questions. Okay.
Okay.
So you just give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions. So here we go. We're gonna rock out. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Mm, okay, this can be really basic. Probably ground beef and rice because that's the easiest and it's the healthiest that I cook. So,
Okay, okay, okay. Listen, that's okay. You listen. You're a senior in college. I totally understand that. I'm not looking for a Chef Ramsay type meal out of you. That's
yeah.
not it. I totally understand. Now, what type of rice we talking? We talking white rice, brown rice?
Probably like the white rice from Trader Joe's.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
Wow,
Like
Trader Joe's.
jasmine white rice, getting a little fancy, but yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're
it's one of my
talking about.
favorites.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Tacos. Listen. I'm not the hugest cook either, but tacos is definitely something I can do for sure. No question. So I love tacos. Love Mexican and Italian food. That's probably my two favorites as far as genres go. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Oh, I'm a huge country music fan.
Mm.
I don't know if you're familiar with Ko Wetzel. He's like a kind of a country artist. He's
Yep.
my favorite. I've been to his concert like twice. And then I also liked John Party when I went to that. But
Okay.
those are my
Okay.
two favorites.
Give those dudes some love. You know, those are kind of some of the lower echelon country artists because
Yeah.
I'm used to the Luke Bryans, the Luke Combs, the Morgan Wallens,
Yeah.
those kind of bigger artists. Either Casey Musgraves is pretty good too. So yeah, I'm used to those kind of artists for sure.
I
I'm with you
mean,
on that.
in Texas, like it's more about like the venue. If it's an outdoor venue, it's pretty fun. Like that's where Co Wetzel had
Okay.
it, those were awesome in high school when I
Okay.
went. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
those are my favorite.
That's what's up. I would say the weekend for me. That concert was off the
Oh,
chain. I
I bet.
love me the weekend, no doubt about it. Went and saw him twice. Saw him in
Mm.
Atlanta, saw him in Chicago. So that would be my artist. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Ooh, I have to think about that. Um, I'm trying to think. Oh, San Diego, definitely.
Oh,
San Diego,
okay.
California. That was my favorite place. It was so fun. And we went to like the Coronado Hotel. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a
Yo,
really expensive, yeah. And I just remember I went there when I was like 11, but it was like the best time I've ever had in my life. So
now
I would
was that
definitely
a
go back.
family trip? Was that a family trip?
Yes, it was for my
Oh.
grandma's birthday actually, but I think I ended up having more fun than she did. So yeah,
Okay. So, fun fact, grew up in San Diego. That's where I grew up. So, I was born in Chicago, grew up in San Diego, and went to elementary, middle, and high school out there. Um, and definitely loved San Diego. Love it. California's a little expensive now, but to
yeah.
live, but I do love San Diego. Love the Coronado Bridge. Mission Beach was one of my favorite beaches. I was a huge water person, so I love water and stuff like that. So yeah, got a lot of love for San Diego for sure, no question. So I got a lot of love for you for saying that too. So that's what's up. As your favorite place. That's what's up. I
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
beautiful. California's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Um, I'm a sports person, so I got to ask you the sports question. It's going to be a two-parter.
Okay.
Favorite sport you like to watch on TV? Favorite sport you like to attend in person? They could be the same sport.
Okay. TV, hands down, gotta be football. My mom is a huge football fan. Grew up
Hmm.
like football Sundays, no one talks in the living room. So it was pretty intense. But I think to watch, I love watching basketball. It's just I like getting close up and you can kind of like see everything on the court. I think it's pretty cool. And I went to a high school that had a pretty good basketball team. So it's cool seeing them go
Okay.
far.
If I'm not mistaken, you went to London High School, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes. Okay, I see you've done your
Absolutely.
research. Yeah.
Well, look, listen, every guest on here, I got to do a little something, something for him, Aubrey. You know what I mean? So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
absolutely, no doubt. But I'm with you again. because those are the two of my favorite sports. Basketball is my favorite sport to watch in person because it feels like you're just on top of the court. It feels no seat is a bad seat in the basketball arena because the arenas are not that big. Now, football to watch on TV, I don't care if it's college, I don't care if it's pro. I'm watching it. Now, being from Texas, are you a Cowboys fan?
No. So I actually grew up in Washington State and then I moved to Texas when I was like 13.
Oh, so you a
So I'm a
Seahawks fan?
Seahawks fan. Yeah. I'm a Seahawks
Okay.
fan.
Okay. So let me ask you real quick. When you saw Russell Wilson throw that interception when they played against the Patriots, what was going through your mind?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, did not see that part. I
Really?
no.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
not like that huge in sports, but I definitely know like some things. I'm more
Okay.
if I was like I'm not really into sports as reporting wise and stuff, but
Okay, that's okay.
yeah.
Listen. You got a friend in me. So if you ever need any tips or
Exactly.
anything like that, I got you, Aubrey. No question, I got you. So, and I'm sure that you can definitely help me with the news and some other stuff as well. So I know you got me on there for sure. Um, last of the favorites. Favorite place that you like to eat out at? Because there's no question I'm gonna be back in Knoxville. I love the state of Tennessee. Nashville is also one of my favorite places. I hope you've been to Nashville. If you haven't, please put that on your bucket
Yes.
list. Oh, you have.
I
Good. So
have.
you already know what time it is there. It's a beautiful time. Tell me, what is your favorite place to eat out in Knoxville?
There is this little restaurant that I walk to all the time. It's like a breakfast lunch place. It's called the French Market, and they have crepes and coffee, and it
Hmm.
is so good. They have like sweet crepes, savory crepes. You can customize them.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. I go there like all the time and I never get sick of it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Fast food wise, definitely Kava. I like Kava a lot.
Yeah, that's a good place. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I've never been to the French market though, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind next time I do go out
Yeah.
there. And obviously, if you're still out there, I'll have to definitely say hello to you for sure. No question.
Yes, definitely.
That would be amazing. Let's talk about your day to day. As a journalist, as I know, I've worked full time, obviously, and freelance as well. No 2 days are ever the same. You've been an intern. No 2 days are ever the same. You are always doing something different, different stories, talking to different people. Just got different stuff going on. It's one of the reasons why we love what we do. Because it brings the unknown. You just never know how your day is going to be. Um, and that's, to me, that's the fun part about journalism as well. But you also have classes. You got papers to write, stories to do. You just talked about it. You just talked about a story that you're going to be working on soon. You're starting your final year of school. You at least, if you're a full-time student, I'm going to guesstimate you at least have 4 classes, if not more, being a full-time student. Tell me, what is your day-to-day operations of, being an intern, but also working with the volunteer channel, also having classes? Like, how do you divvy up your time and do that?
So this summer, I was definitely very lucky because my internship was over the summer and I just didn't have any classes, so I was able to fully immerse myself into journalism, and that
Cool.
also helped me prepare like for the grind as well because it is definitely a grind.
Yeah,
But during the school
no
year,
question.
I am lucky because our broadcast channel is weekly. So last year, because I knew I had this internship coming up this summer, I would contribute like 3 packages to every show. So that would be like 3 packages a week.
Hmm.
And normally reporters do one. So I wanted to make sure that I was prepared and that my packages weren't just turned in on time, but they were good because I'm very much like a perfectionist when it comes to that. Like these are real people that I'm reporting on, so I want it to be quality content, you know?
Right,
Um,
absolutely.
I will be honest, I definitely do put like my packages ahead of my schoolwork. And that's just because I've already found my passion and I mean, last year I had a geology class and I wasn't very into it, so I kind of just sucked it up and took it. And I had a lab that I went to, but literally during the class, I was like working on a script or I'd be like
Hmm.
texting people for an interview. Um,
Right.
One thing I will say that's nice about being a student that I didn't realize is that I can kind of just like text my professor and ask to interview them as a student or text like someone else related to UT, except for athletics, they're pretty hard. But as an intern with WVLT, I had to go through marketing, like the marketing office for the school. So like if I
Right.
want a professor, they'd be like, "Oh, you have to go through marketing first," and sometimes they take a day to respond to you. So yeah, marketing that going through that sucks. But I think you have to definitely pre-plan out your stories ahead of time. Like I already have like three that I'm thinking of doing. And once you have that set up, interviews set up for the next couple of weeks, I think it puts you in a pretty good spot to just go out and shoot. It's when I like don't have anything set up that I'm really struggling. So I
Sure.
definitely realized that this summer because sometimes I'd walk into my internship and I was like burnt out in the middle of it, had no stories. And I would walk in to the morning editorial meeting and I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing because I have nothing. And they'd be like, all right, we're going to send you out to the zoo for the day. Like it
Hmm.
was just like a random story. Um, but yeah, I definitely, you just got to meet people, keep your ears open. I don't know. That's what I've realized recently. I just keep my ears open, talk to people, and once you have those connections too, it's pretty easy to get things set up as well.
Absolutely. And you hit it on the head, Aubrey. You did. And I'm glad that you being very transparent with me. I do appreciate that and the openness, like talking about the burnt out. Like it can get like that. There are some days that it's going to be blank. Like you're going to come to work and you're just not going to have anything in mind on what to do. And you're going to need some help. You're going to need some pulling in directions of people to kind of guide you and do that. But you seem so determined. And so passionate, and I love that. I love to see that because on most days you're gonna have great stories and great ideas, and you're gonna go out and do your thing. And it is a grind, especially when you get into your senior year. I know me graduating in 2021, and I was trying to. I'm taking World Lit, and I'm like, oh boy, World Lit class, and this is just a regular old, um, generic like general ed class, right? So, and I'm in my major classes though, and I'm really doing what I want to do, like news reporting and writing, broadcast journalism. I'm doing that. We're going to different games. At that time, we were going to Falcons and Hawks games, and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. But now I'm reading this Shakespearean type book for World Lit. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna find the motivation to do this. And plus, not only that, the World Lit class was online. So it wasn't even in person. It was online. Yeah.
Yeah,
So now
that's
I'm like,
nice.
oh my gosh. If I better not forget a damn assignment because you know what I mean? Because it's online. Because it's like, geez, there's no teacher to remind you. Is that you got to keep up with it. But I totally understand what you're talking about there. But it's a great segue though, because I want to talk to you about mental health and work-life balance. Um, as you know, there's a lot of times where mental health is now being talked about a whole lot. And work life balance, and in your case, school life balance, you have classes, as we talked about. You had an internship over the summer. You do volunteer work weekly, but you're also going to be working on stories and writing papers. That's what journalists do. That's what we do. But you need some Aubrey time too. You seem like a wonderful woman to hang out with. I certainly wouldn't mind hanging out with you, and I'm pretty sure your friends and family say the same thing. I'm not breaking news here, but um, tell me, how do you keep a good, strong mental health, but also still have that school life balance? Because you need that you need that separation from journalism at times.
Um, that's a really good question. I mean, you can ask a lot of people this and they'll all have different answers.
Hmm.
You kind of just have to have like a release. Like a lot of reporters, if you talk to them, they'll have a release where if they're kind of stressed out from a story or stressed out from anything, like they'll just go out and do something. Maybe it's working out or
Yeah.
listening to music, going on a walk. For me, I go on a long drive look at nature and listen to music. That's my favorite thing. I love hiking and outdoors, so I make a point to like go on a hike sometimes, like on Sundays usually. Um, but you also have to realize that even if you miss like a deadline, it's one deadline, like you'll make the next one. And if you get caught up in your mistakes, then you're just gonna not do good. Like you
Right.
have to realize that if you mess up, you're human, and that's just what happens sometimes. I don't think there's one person in this world that hasn't made at least one mistake, you know?
Hmm.
And I think that's something I did in my internship during the summer was I was the only intern at the station, and um it was basically like I had a job there. So I kind of treated myself like I held myself to a very high standard, and I treated
Hmm.
myself like I was a reporter, like an actual reporter. So when I messed up, I was very hard on myself. And there were days when I was like super upset, like I'd sit in my car and kind of just freak out. Um but then I realized that like someone told me that you like even if you have a bad day, the person that's watching you on TV doesn't know that. So it's how like you present yourself, you know? So you can't just
Yep.
like let it catch up to you. You just have to breathe, let it out, go back to it, and kind of just, like it happened. Try better next time. But
Right. Right.
with sorry, I kind of went off track there. With my work life balance or school life balance, I kind of just get it done and then I mean, like I'll work super hard throughout the week and then I reward myself by hanging out with my friends Friday night, Saturday night. Then I'll go to church on Sunday. Sunday is like my release day. Like I don't want to do anything journalism. I'm just gonna go to church and do like a hike or something, go shopping, clean my house or clean my apartment. But yeah, you just gotta remember like not everything, like if you don't get one thing in, it doesn't define you, I guess.
No, I like that mindset. I really do, and I appreciate that. It's a difficult question to answer. It is for all journalists, because you're never going to have it 100%. That's one thing. You're never going to have 100% figured out. You're just going to have to do the best you can with the cards you're dealt. And everybody's situation is different, depending on, city, state and job role or whatever it may be. But it is something worth talking about, right? When you have a lot of things going on, sometimes you can get burnt out, especially when you're in the semester. It could be really redundant, doing the same thing over and over again, going to class, hearing that same monotone teacher speak, and seeing the same people all the time. And you can get a little bored, but you also get a little disinterested in going to class and doing that. So, um, me personally, I dealt with this my very first year that I went and got my full time job. When I graduated college, I dealt with it pretty hard because it was moving to a different place with no family, and no friends and knowing nobody. But I loved being able to do what I do, which was being a sports reporter. I loved it, but at the same time, I knew I didn't have any family around, didn't have any friends around, and it was hard meeting people because people was like very older than me, like in their 50s and 60s working at this publication, and I'm like nowhere near that. So it's like tough to, just build around. So my mental health was a little affected, so I had to start going to the gym and start looking for like groups online to like do things with and stuff like that. And that's how I get by. I love poetry as well. I like to write poetry. Um, and I also like to go on walks and listen to music. I like to really like blast my music super loud so that I don't hear anything
Yeah.
and I just zone out. And that's what I like to do, for me personally. But it's a great segue again, Aubrey, because what I want to do now is ask you about advice. Now that you're a senior, an upperclassman, what is some advice you would give maybe a freshman, sophomore, junior that wants to, kind of work with the volunteer channel, that wants to be an intern or wants to follow um, kind of your footsteps and be in the broadcast journalism space? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would definitely say, first of all, to make sure that you're in it for the right reason, because a lot of people, like, I mean, our interest meeting's coming up in a couple of days, but last year when I was brand new, there were like 60 people there, in the interest meeting at first, and then it just kind of dropped down, which you see, but it dropped down to like 10 new people, you know? um just make sure that you're like passionate about it, because a lot of people come in and think like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna look pretty and be on TV and read a script on the prompter, and but it's a lot more work. Like, you have to do everything, so make sure you have the passion for it, make sure you have the drive for it, because it's a lot of work, but it's also very rewarding seeing that work. I would say, like, it's important to come in and realize that you don't know everything, because you are a student, so you need that advice and feedback. And there's a lot of great mentors in the volunteer channel as well. Um, and that one thing I did when I first started off was, I was like, I mean, even in the newspaper, like, I won awards in the newspaper, but I could have won more if I had followed AP style. I just didn't do it because I was like, this is dumb. Like, I love writing, and I was like, I don't want to say said so and so every time after I do a quote. Like, so I just did
Right,
it. And I
right.
mean, I was at a community college, so they didn't really care. But I would say, like, it's important to learn the bare bones of making a package, and then you add your own little to it. Like, the first semester, my first packages were terrible because I didn't know how to make one. And I just like taught
Yep.
myself how to do it because I'm a very stubborn person.
Right.
And I remember my professor like showed me the right way the second semester, and I was like, whoa. Like, I literally, my jaw was on the floor. Like, I was like, why is this so much easier? I don't know. I just make things so much harder for myself sometimes, but I definitely learned that it's a lot easier to learn the bare bones of it first, and then you add your own little like flair to your packages, which I think is also important. But yeah,
Yeah, it's like a complete 180, almost from when you first started to now what you're doing now. And in this business, the only way you're going to get better is with reps. And there, people say practice makes perfect, but really in this business, it really is about the reps. The reps are just so important, right? I can remember first doing these podcasts and asking some of the questions, and I was cringing my face. I was like, "Oh my gosh, these podcasters are not very good." But as I've gotten older, as I've done more, and now I've gotten more comfortable, and you kind of just read people and you read what questions are good, you read what questions are bad. Now, when you see packages that you're doing, you see, okay, maybe that's not as good as I wanted. I can make that better. Or, ooh, that's a lot better than what I used to do back in the day. And I love that. And I also love something else that you said. You got to have a passion for it. The reason why I do this podcast, Aubree, is really a kind of behind the scenes. It's work hard, play harder. That's how I live my life. That's how I like to live. So, no doubt. But people need to know that it's not just about 5, 6, 10, and 11 p.m. when you see somebody holding a microphone on TV and talking. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes that people don't know about, right? If they ask you about your intern experience, you will be able to tell them everything that went on, right? As a reporter inside the studio and everything like that. But, some people are just going to pay attention to when you're sitting at the desk and when they see you on TV. And, oh, you did a great job, but they don't know whether or not you're stressing to get a story, like you said, or stressing to do this, or stressing to do that, or rushing to get your makeup done, or if you have to carry equipment and or go with a photog, or try to set up interviews and stuff like that, or if your interviews cancel on you last minute, what are you going to do to pivot to get another story out, right? So those are things that happen behind the scenes that nobody knows about, and you won't know about it unless you ask the individual, which is why I like to bring people on, because everybody has a different perspective, everybody has a different kind of way of dealing with that, including yourself. So I love that you said you got to have a passion for it. And I just love that advice. So it's great advice, Aubrey, no doubt.
thank you. I
You're
appreciate
very
it.
welcome. You're very welcome. We have reached the portion of my podcast now that we're going to play my interactive game. It's called This or
Oh,
That.
Okay.
It's a game
That's
that
it.
I like to play with all of my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. So it's pretty simple. I'm going to throw some things at you, and you get to choose this or that. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Out of these two restaurants, which restaurant would you rather eat at if you had to choose? KFC or Popeyes?
Ooh, probably KFC. I haven't
Okay,
had
I'm with
Popeyes in
you
a
on
long
that.
time.
Oh my goodness, we're going to change that. We're going to change that. Them fries is good now. Them fries from Popeyes is pretty good, but KFC mac and cheese is something
Yeah,
different. No question. Okay. When it comes to chicken wings, which flavor would you rather put on the wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
probably barbecue.
Okay.
I like spice though.
So you like the buffalo sauce?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Okay. Oh, so let's pretend it's buffalo sauce then. If you're eating buffalo sauce wings, do you like them wet or dry?
Probably wet.
Okay.
Or like
Now,
bear
go
with the
ahead.
sauce on the side. That's pretty good too.
Mm, okay, I don't think I ever had that. I might have to try that one day. Now, do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
And you're gonna ask that bone in. That's the only way to eat it. No boneless.
You'd be surprised how many people have came on this podcast and said, I am not
Boneless.
eating, I don't like to eat wings with the bone. And I'm like,
No.
wow, that's different. That's
That's
different because
chicken. That's not a wing. That's what I think. That's like chicken.
that is easily a chicken nugget. Now, not to say we
Yeah.
won't eat it, not to say we won't eat it, but it's not a wing, in my opinion. So I totally with you on that. Okay, these next five questions have to do with music concerts you rather attend, Aubrey. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
The first one is which concert would you rather go to? Would you rather go see Casey Musgraves or Carrie Underwood?
Carrie Underwood.
I like that. Okay, here we go. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Luke Combs or Morgan Wallen?
Oh, that's hard. Um, I just went to Morgan Wallen, so I'd say Luke Combs.
Okay, so they're gonna get a little harder. That I'm gonna throw a
Okay.
hint out there. They are gonna get harder. Here we go. Which music concert would you rather go see? Rihanna or Beyonce?
Probably Rihanna.
Okay. Which music concert would you rather go see? Lady A or Zach Brown Band?
Zach Brown Man, definitely.
Who don't like chicken fried? Who don't like chicken fried?
Exactly. Exactly.
Straight up. Straight up. Okay. Last one of the music. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Ariana Grande or Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift. I have
Mm.
to. Her older music is my favorite, but yeah, definitely.
I'm certainly not a Swiftie. Not gonna lie on that one. Definitely not. But her 1989 album is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, her older
No,
stuff is better than her newer stuff. That's what I think.
no question. No question. It'd be interesting to see when she does drop this new album in October. I don't know what songs are gonna pop off to me, but the Fortnite song with her and Post Malone definitely was a good one. I
What?
definitely like that.
I don't
You
even
like that
know
one?
that was this song. I'm not a huge Swiftie to be honest. I just like her old stuff. Like I listen to
Yeah,
that sometimes.
the the Wildest Dreams is probably my favorite song of hers, probably
Okay.
all of all. I do like Bad Blood. That's a close second. But yeah, Wildest Dreams and that those two songs, yeah, those two songs are my favorite. But again, I'm not really a Swifty type of person, but I had to ask that question, that's for sure. Okay. Here's two more sports questions.
Oh geez. Okay.
Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Hockey or baseball?
Hockey.
Okay, with you on that. Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Oh, okay, so I just went bowling like a couple days ago and I sucked at it. So I'm gonna say badminton. I'll try my chances on that. They
Okay,
asked if I
hold
wanted the
on. So,
bumpers multiple times.
oh, oh, did you use them?
No, but I
Oh,
just sucked. Like I wasn't gonna
listen,
use the bumpers. That's cheating.
listen, Aubrey. These are valuable questions to ask because listen, if you had used the bumpers, would have had to get the slide out for you, like put the bumpers on. You know how they do the slide and they put the ball
Yeah,
on the slide. Yeah, we would have to put you in your own lane to do that. So
exactly.
which is
No right
okay.
way to do
It's
it.
okay. If that's you, no judgment here. If that's you, absolutely do it to the best of your abilities.
No.
Hell no for me. That would be a hell no. But but for you, hey, we'll make an exception for it. But badminton is a pretty good sport too. Do you like desserts?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so I'm gonna name four categories of desserts. You got to choose one of these that you'll never eat again. Okay, so here we go. The first category is cookies. The next category is candy. The next category is ice cream. The last category is grouped together pie/cakes. Which one would you get rid of?
Oh, definitely the cakes or pies. I don't really, every time I see a cake, I don't really eat it unless it's ice cream cake or Oreo cake. Those are my two favorites.
Oh my goodness,
But
you definitely won me over. There's no question about it because I'm a huge Oreo cake person. I love Oreos.
yes,
Yeah, love
I had
Oreos,
those
no doubt.
every year for my birthday, every single year. Me and
When
all my
when
siblings
when
went.
when, when is your birthday?
March 27th.
Oh, I got you. So I'm February 2nd. So I'm
Oh,
Groundhog Day. So yes, absolutely. Okay, that's what's up. I like that. So hold on. So would you be? No, you wouldn't be that. You'd be the next one. Are you a Taurus? Is that what you are?
no, I'm an Aries, I
Or
think.
Aries? Aries.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm an Aquarius, and I know the next one is Pisces. Because my mother's birthday is the 22nd of February, so she's a Pisces.
Oh,
So after that is the next one. So okay, so which is the Aries. Okay, got you. Okay, that's what's up. What is your favorite cookie?
um, I love cookie cakes. Those are my favorite. I know I said I get rid of cakes, but I don't think that qualifies as one.
I got you. I got
Um,
so Great American Cookie is something that you love.
yes, that is my favorite. Like any cookie with frosting. But something weird is like every time I eat a cookie, like from that place, I always get it on my shirt or on the side of my face or like on my seatbelt one time. Like I don't even know how it happened. It always gets messed
Mm.
up. So I don't
Hey,
know.
it's
It's
worth
pretty
it.
funny though.
It's worth it to get
Hmm.
messed up for those
That's
though.
why I always
So,
get it.
right. Totally. I totally understand that. I'm a huge oatmeal. Well, I like oatmeal cookies.
Yeah.
It depends on the brand. Pepperidge Farm oatmeal is really good. But just to be a little different, I'll say gingerbread. A warm gingerbread cookie is definitely good to me. Like I love that. I love that
Nice.
so much.
I like
Um.
molasses cookies too. I forgot about that. You just
Oh
reminded
yeah,
me.
that's pretty good. Pretty
Those are my
good.
favorite.
Do you like potato chips?
Yeah. Not all the
Okay,
time.
so I'm with you there. But I'm gonna name four brands of potato chips. You have to choose one of these to get rid of. So here we go. First brand is Pringles. The second brand is Ruffles. The third brand is Lay's. The last brand is Doritos. Which one are you getting rid of?
Probably Ruffles. I don't really care for those. Honestly, I like the kettle
Mm.
chips. Kettle potato chips.
See, we were vibing so good, Aubrey. We were vibing like absolutely like yin and yang, like Sunny and Cher. We were on the boat together, and now I just hopped off the damn boat. You threw away to my most favorite chip, which was Ruffles. That's one, and then two, you said kettle chips is good, which is the
Yes.
third. That's the third worst chip ever made.
What?
The third
Those are like
worst.
the best. I literally ate almost a whole bag yesterday. I had to take them away from myself.
Well, listen, there's a lot of things that I like about you. I think you're very passionate, very smart, very beautiful, very driven, and you have a lot of things going for you. But you just proved you're not perfect, and it's okay. It's okay. None of us are,
Hey, everyone makes at least one mistake. Didn't I say that earlier?
you did. And
Hmm.
like I said, none of us are, and you just proven that, and that's awesome. That's awesome that you did. And you're probably saying to yourself, Chris, what other two chips is worse than kettle chips?
Oh,
Well, I'll
yeah.
tell you. I'll tell you, no question. Before I get to this next question, salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar is terrible. Whoever made salt and vinegar chips, they're bad. They're awful. They're god awful. I can only eat two, let alone a third chip will make me sick. That's for sure. Now, you're probably saying, what is worse than that? Funyuns. Whoever made Funyuns need to be slapped with the white and the black side of my hands. They need to. Hard. Because it don't make no
Those are
sense.
good. I like, have you had the spicy ones? Those ones are good. I went through
Aubree,
a Funyun phase like 3 years ago.
we can't eat chips. I'm glad you don't eat them much because we can't do that. We cannot do that. No,
Then we
absolutely
won't have to
not.
share. We can just have our own bags.
I love it.
I'll
More
get
ruffles, more
spicy Funyuns and you get what do you like?
ruffles, ruffles.
Ruffles? Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
eating those, so you're all
yeah.
good.
Ruffles, sour cream, and cheddar. Those are the great. That's the greatest chip ever made, and
I like it.
that means I'm leaving more kettle chips on the shelf for you too. So yeah,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm being generous. So it is what it is. Okay, I'm with you on that. You did very good though. You was very decisive on this or that. So you were very good. I appreciate that. These next two questions are top four questions, but the first top four question is called bucket list. Okay. I want you to give me a bucket list top four of events or stories that you would like to do in your journalism career.
Like in my whole career or
hmm
just in the next year?
No,
Hmm.
in your whole career. Like if you have a bucket list of things you want to do, what is four stories or events you would like to do?
Dang, I never thought about that. I really want to like travel. Like I want to
Mm,
eventually like do stories kind of like around the world if I had the chance.
okay.
So I guess it would be all around that. Like my favorite part about journalism is finding people like that no one really notices and kind of like showing them, like giving them a spotlight.
hmm
So I don't know, like I'd love to go to like South Africa and do a story there. Just like find people. I love just going a person to focus the story on. Um, I would love to. I'm trying to think. Interview. I'm a huge interviewer. Um, that's like what I want to do one day. So I'd love to interview like Morgan Wallen. That would be a bucket list thing. I think
Okay.
he would be a funny interview.
hmm
Um, and then who's another person that I'd like to interview? Like, I've never thought about this before.
Yeah, I know it got you stumped a little bit.
I
I
know.
normally when I ask this
I was
question,
flowing with
people get
words and then
stumped.
you just stumped me.
hmm That means it's a good
Uh,
question, though. That means it's good.
yeah.
hmm You know what? You know what I'm thinking? I know what I'm thinking for you right now.
What?
I'm
Let's hear it.
thinking. I'm thinking red carpet. That's what I'm thinking for you because
Okay. Like
I
entertainment.
think. Yeah, because I think you would be great, like at the CMAs. I think you would be a great CMA person, like walking around, talking to people, interviewing people, getting stories out of them. I mean, you'll look amazing too on the red carpet. There's no question about that. And but I think
So,
you would do that. I think you would do great.
yeah, so that's interesting because where I want to end up is Nashville, hopefully. So, like
Mm,
eventually one day.
okay.
But so yeah, that would definitely be on a bucket list too. But I know this year, I already know I'm gonna do a story on because there's like a tradition at the University of Tennessee. Like one like has been here for the past however many like 30 years.
You said what?
It's house. So they're like fraternity office for school that's like in smoke this a mass for in like the fraternity and style and
Oh, well, Aubrey, you kind of cutting in and out. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. We might have lost her. Might have lost Aubrey. We were rocking here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast with Aubree Curran, who is a University of Tennessee student, a senior student that's working in the volunteer channel, which is the communications department for that. Um, we were just having a great conversation about her bucket list top four events. Um, let's see if we can get her back on. Let's see. Yep, absolutely. Kind of lost her for a minute, but
you know.
let's see. Let's see if she'll come back. Oh, uh-oh. I I can somewhat hear you, but you still coming in a little muffled. You might need to relocate. Okay, it's better. It's better. It's better now.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Nope. You cut out again.
Actually,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I would do that. I would do that. No doubt. I'll invite you back. Let's see. Yeah, right now, y'all. Once again, we are on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. I'm your host, Chris Drummond. Um, we just had a little bit of technical difficulties there where we just couldn't really hear Aubrey speak. But we were talking about her top four bucket list events or stories that she would like to do in her journalism career. We was having such a great conversation. And she is a senior student at the University of Tennessee, home of the Volunteers. So yeah, we're gonna try to bring her back, and we're gonna see what we can do. Um, but yeah, so had a few more questions for her. And okay, here we go, and
Can you
she's
hear me
back.
now?
I got you now, girl.
Okay.
Everything's
I don't
good.
know if it might cut out again because my phone's being weird. But
I totally understand. Listen, we had three. I heard three events where you said you wanted to do something international. We talked about the CMAs, you possibly being on the red carpet, and then well, actually, that's two events. Sorry, and I didn't hear the other two. What was the other two events?
well, I'd love to interview like a celebrity.
Yes, Morgan Wallen. You said.
I know I said Morgan Wallen. And then I'm very into politics.
Hmm,
So I don't know if I want to go down the political route because it is like politics gets me fired up. And I feel like if I did that, then it would just like be like my beat for the rest of my career, which I wouldn't want because I
right.
love like human interest stories. But I don't know. I'd love to interview someone maybe like in that field, like a future president if I'm thinking really like big. But yeah, like if there
Okay.
were a first female president, I'd love to interview her. That would be really cool. But
That
yeah.
would be that would be pretty amazing. Okay, I like those kind of events. Listen, we're speaking it into existence. I think that those things are absolutely something that you should strive for, and absolutely something that you should do. I think you can do, and I think you will, no question. My next top four is about where you are. Give me a top four of things that you should do, or anyone should do, when they touch down in the city of Knoxville.
Um, I would say, let me think. Definitely go to the Smokies, the Smoky Mountains. That's where I do most of my hiking at, and
Okay.
it's just beautiful. I mean, anytime like journalism has me burnt out, I go out and just drive there. Even if I'm just sitting in my car, like driving through the mountains,
Mhm.
gorgeous. Like I just forget about life, because you have no service up there.
Right.
It's really pretty. Um, like I think Market Square is kind of fun to walk around. There's a couple boutiques here and there, and sometimes they have farmers markets and stuff. It's very like if you like that small town feel, it's like that. Um, go to a go to a game, go to a football game, definitely.
No question.
If
Yeah.
you're in town, because the games here are crazy. The environment and the atmosphere is insane.
Hmm.
I have a friend who she is a Morgan Wallen super fan, and anytime that at halftime, sometimes his song plays, and sometimes we kind of want to leave the game a little early, and she makes me stay until the song comes on for 20 seconds that it comes on, just because it's so cool in the stadium. But
Right.
yeah,
That's
and
great.
then what else? I think just Knoxville itself is beautiful. There's a lot of good restaurants here, like Old City too. That's a cool place. Just
Okay.
trying different food for sure. Like French Market, that's a good restaurant.
That's what's up. I like that. I like that. What's up with it? We have people jumping in, jumping out of the obviously live IG saying hello. Appreciate that. Hello, everyone. I definitely will be coming back to Neyland Stadium at some point. No question about that. Possibly this year. Who knows? I know UGA is definitely coming there, so I'm a huge UGA fan. Are you going to? Let me ask you. Did you go to? Or two bonus questions, let's just say. Did you go to the Alabama game last year, and are you going to the Chick-fil-A bowl game this year?
I did not go to the Alabama game. I knew it was gonna be
Mhm.
crazy, so I just kind of watched it with my friends, and it was still fun, like
Hmm.
at our apartment. And then the Chick-fil-A Bowl, where's that? Is that next Alabama game? See,
That's actually
I'm
the opening weekend where Tennessee plays Syracuse. It's in the Mercedes Benz, which Chick-fil-A game is always the kickoff game in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, no, then I'm definitely not going to that, but I would love to. I have friends that are going to it.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, you might want to inquire about it now, because I'm telling you, it's a good thing. It's a good. Actually, it's gonna
I
be a
did
good
go to
game.
Atlanta. I did go to Atlanta one time, and we stayed near Peachtree Street. I know it's like a popular street there. It was really pretty. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. It's beautiful down there. Let me ask you about some advice. We talked about advice you would give someone, but what is some advice that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
Trying to think. I think I got some really good advice the other day, and I forgot what it was. I think what I said about how no one's gonna know that you had a bad day. That was pretty good advice that I got. Like, you're just, I mean, even if you are struggling, people watching you at home are never going to know you had a bad day. Also, interviewing, one thing that you see a lot of reporters do when they're
Hmm.
interviewing people is they'll be like, mm-hmm, yep, okay, like as they're talking. And that can suck sometimes because when you're cutting your sound and you're in the background saying, mm-hmm, like you have to cut that out or you can't use it. So I remember people told me shut up during interviews, don't talk. And also, one thing I've learned too is that when you're interviewing someone and they're kind of saying something, like they're talking and they're just letting words come out. After they're done, if you kind of wait 5 seconds maybe and don't say anything, they kind of want to fill that gap and talk more. And that's where you get some really good sound. Because it's kind of like their emotions. And
Hmm.
then also, just let people. I just lost my train of thought. Never mind. But yeah, that's kind of some advice I've been given that I think has helped me a lot for sure, especially with interviewing.
No, absolutely. I love that. I love that advice that you just gave. No question about it. I was kind of told the same thing. So, whoever did give you that great advice knows exactly what the hell they're talking about, which is good, and I love that. I wanna ask this question because you have done some news stories, and I don't know if you've done any hard news stories, but if you have done any hard news stories, did you find it difficult to separate yourself from them? Did you take it home with you? And if you did take it home with you, how long did it take for you to kind of disassociate yourself from them?
So I did, I guess my first hard news story that I ever did for the university was one on Charlie Kirk,
Mm.
when he came to campus, which
Yeah.
I actually shot that all on my phone. Because we weren't allowed to bring tripods. And I actually found out today that I'm a finalist for like a CMA award for that story. I was like shocked to hear that because I didn't really think it was that good. But it was kind of like just asking a lot of students like different opinions on Charlie Kirk. And there were kind of a couple of topics that were addressed in the story, like abortion and stuff like that. I think that when you're reporting on hard news, it's pretty important to keep an open mind.
Right.
I know I come into some stories and I'm like last year I did a story on at my old school. I did stories on this neighborhood called Hillcrest in Corpus Christi, Texas. That's been like in a landlocked situation for a while, and there's like refineries being built next to it, and these people like received a settlement because of their refineries, and they received like offers to move out of their houses.
Right.
Um, and then some of them just didn't. So, and I was like, why wouldn't people move away from that? Like, that's dumb. So I kind of went into it thinking, like, that's just stupid. Like, I'm like interviewing these people that just are stubborn, you know? Um, and then when I like actually went in there and met them, there was one man who told me that the reason he stayed is because there's a park within the neighborhood that was named after his dad. And he was
Oh,
never going to leave that area because it was important to him. Like his dad died and he wanted that, like, just to be close to it. Like it's like remembering his dad. So I definitely was kind of like shocked by that. Um, so I think keeping an open mind, like when you go into hard news stories like that, it's just kind of like you never know what people are going through. Like you look at statistics and you think like, oh yeah, this is dumb. Like it's easy to judge things or situations by like a statistic or a fact that you see. But when you see like actual people being affected by it, um, that's when it becomes interesting. So
mm.
yeah, keeping an open mind, definitely for me.
I
But
feel that. I feel that. And like I said, it was a question that I like to ask all news journalists, because everybody, deals with things differently. It's one of the reasons why I shied away from news. I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know if I can stick a microphone to somebody's face after a tragedy happened like that. Like, and not to say in sports that it doesn't happen, because sports have hard news stories too. But in sports, we're mainly covering something of a winner and a loser, and you definitely know going into it that one of the two is going to happen. You're either going to win or you're going to lose. So you understand that, more so than news, where you can walk out the door and never return home. Which that can happen, and it's unfortunate, but it certainly can happen for sure. But I like that answer. I want to do some rapid fire with you, and that's basically I'm going to throw some things at you, and you get to just the first thing that comes to your mind, Aubree. I want you to shout it out with glee. Okay, so here we go. All right, pancakes or waffles?
waffles,
Okay, chicken or ribs?
chicken,
Okay, juice or soda?
juice.
Okay. Favorite Netflix TV show?
Right now, Scandal.
Ooh, okay. That's a old school one with Kerry Washington.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, look at you. All right. All right. I like that. Favorite color?
blue.
Okay. Favorite board game?
Monopoly.
I'm a beast when I get bored walking Park Place, girl. I'm
Exactly, exactly.
telling you, I'm lethal with it. Okay, here we go. Favorite card game?
Go fish, I guess.
Oh hell no! You said go fish.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just like kind of thought that was the first one I thought of. No,
Go fish. Okay.
I would
Okay.
say
I did.
war. If I'm realistically like thinking about it, war probably. I like that game.
Okay. I did say the first thing that came to your mind. I did say that, so I get it. Okay. All right. Wow. Favorite alcoholic drink.